If there's one thing that I'd wish that I'd mastered earlier in life, that would be intense focus. To be able to be in the present moment, to focus on one thing. Back in the day, I'd have moments where I'll try to focus on one thing, and some way or another, I would end up going into a black hole of being distracted and doing something else. If I would sit down and try to attempt doing a task, sometimes I would wonder where did that last hour go? This inability to focus would ultimately dig a hole in my productivity. Your attention is by far your biggest asset. Learning where to keep it is by far time well spent. So take a second and think back. What are the distractions that are keeping you from focus? So in this video, I want to discuss what are the things that we can do to help us focus on things that we want, as opposed to putting time into things that don't matter. So the first tip I want to go over is your environment, and your environment will affect how you are being productive vastly. You don't want your focus to be diluted by any type of distractions. So my first tip is to have a dedicated workspace if you can. So whether it may be at home or in an office space, have a dedicated space. And if you can, try and have it next to a window. Imagine that you have the options of choosing a window seat or a seat in the corner. You're more likely to choose the seat next to a window. Studies have shown that people that have natural light are more likely to be productive throughout the day. So within your workspace, try and declutter anything that you don't actually need. So my second tip is to do not multitask. Multitasking is a myth. As our minds are switching from one task to another, it's not as a smooth transition as people think. Our brains take time to catch up, and we actually lose focus when we're switching in between tasks. And it takes time to get into the mode of focusing for a long amount of time. So stop trying to do everything at the same time and focus on one particular task that you are doing. And I know it can be easy to convince yourself that you need to do all the things at the same time because we convince ourselves that we can do everything. Now, your energy levels fluctuate during the day. Have you ever wondered why when you want to do something in the evening, it's that much more harder to do it? That's because you're low on energy and you have hardly any willpower left to actually do what you want to do. So you need to understand when you have the most amount of energy throughout the day. So whether that be in the morning or the afternoon, you want to be able to tackle the most important tasks or difficult tasks during the time when you have more energy. I myself, when I finish the gym and I arrive at my desk and I've had my breakfast, that's when I find that I have loads of energy, and I've still got the caffeine in my system from the workout and all the endorphins. That's when I feel that really I can just do anything. So, and that usually lasts for around 2 to 3 hours, just up until lunchtime, and then I start to sort of slow down and get back to normal pace. So that's the time when I decide to tackle all the most important tasks that I want to do, and when I find myself in intense focus. And my third tip is to take regular breaks. So one of the things our minds cannot do is non-stop focus. So that is just constantly working. You're going to burn out. So instead of trying to avoid all distractions, try to schedule in some breaks. It may seem counterproductive when you're trying to stay focused, but when you take small breaks, this will actually re-energize your brain and improves the ability to focus. Spending too much time concentrating on one particular task for long amounts of hours causes our cognitive systems to fail. By giving yourself a break, your brain can actually rest a little, and by the time you go back to what you're doing, you'll actually feel a little refreshed. But don't use this time to get on social media or to jump onto Netflix. Get up, take a breather, have a little walk around in your office or your room, have a drink. Just take this time to actually rest a little. So me personally, I'm learning Spanish, and when I've studied for 3 hours or 2 hours straight, I really feel like exhausted, and I'm not too sure towards the end of it if I'm actually taking any information in. So what I did was I switched up my routine. So I would study every 50 minutes and take a 10-minute break, or every 25 minutes and take a 5-minute break. Either way, they were the same. So that would give me enough time to have a little bit of a break, but enough time to build up that intense focus and really get into the zone of studying. Anyways, guys, those are my tips on how to get some focus. If you like this video, please smash the like button. If you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in another one. Bye.